There we go. That busted them up.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Tallahassee. Let's start our service by singing together More Love, More Power. Getting in the mood, comfortable in our chairs. More love, more power, more you in my life. More love, more power, more you in my life. I will follow you with all my heart. I will follow you with all my mind. I will follow you with all my strength. For you will follow you with all my strength, for you are my God. For you are my God.
Continuing in this sacred silence, let's bring our hearts together in unity and in love. Just cherish this and hold it, entrench it, ground it. There's so much love, so much goodness here that we can hold on to it whenever we want. Let's hold it and then send it out to those who need this. I think everyone needs what we have. So let's say our opening statement together. It's at the top left of your bulletin. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. Awesome, thank you. Here comes Pam. Daily word.
Today's word is determination. The affirmation is, my determination takes me far. In every person's life, there will be times of ease and times of struggle. In the tougher times, it's natural to feel discouraged and tempted to give up on plans and dreams. When discouragement sets in, I remember I am fully human, fully divine, a spiritual being endowed with many divine gifts. I fortify myself by invoking my innate qualities of strength and power. They give me the determination to keep going, to stay the course. I use my body and mind to accomplish what I set out to do. I also know there is more than that. The attributes of God are mine to use. I believe in myself and I move forward with determination. From 1 Thessalonians 2:8. So deeply do we care for you that we are determined to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also ourselves, because we have become very dear to us. And again, the affirmation is, my determination takes me far. Together, please. My determination takes me far. Yay.
Thanks, Pam. I like that. We have become very dear to us.
I love that too.
Isn't that wonderful? What a great thought. Let's start our service by singing hymn 50. Well, start again. Sing a hymn. Hymn number 51, I lift my eyes unto the hills. And we will rise to our highest and best selves. I lift mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my aid. My help now cometh from the Lord, who heaven and earth has made. He will not let thy foot be moved, who doth thee safely keep. For he that keepeth Israel doth slumber not, nor sleep. The Lord is he that keepeth thee, and sheltered by his might. And noontime or at eventide, no sun nor moon can smite. He keeps thy soul from every ill, and safely watcheth o'er thy coming and thy going out, both now and evermore. And now Now's the time in our service where we greet one another in love and unity. If you are a shaker, get your hand out in front of you. Otherwise, you could get hugged.
All right, y'all. Don, I noticed you turned up my mic. Chris is like, talking to the mic, Judy. Okay, first things first. Whoever has one of these and it's on, this is what we do. We take it up and we put it either on airplane or we mute it as a courtesy to others. It's on the bottom right of our bulletin, and I don't think anybody reads that. I have trained myself when I pull up to mute it before I even come into here. All right. Any visitors here for the first time? People might have snuck in. There's a newbie. Where's Maxine with we've got a first-time visitors packet. What's your name? I know you. We're like Facebook friends or like 1,000 friends in common. Yeah, you've been around. Man, this is. Oh, she did write it in here. Please silence your phones. Thank you, Kathy. I asked, and there it was. I thought I asked nicely. Okay, choir rehearsal tomorrow night here at 7. Bring your voices and your heart and your fun, because that's what it is all about. So, exciting things happening in the coming weeks. On the 22nd of this month, we're going to check out Reverend Marge Brown to see if she's going to be our new minister. So we're going to ask for feedback, but I really, really encourage everyone to be here, and if you can't, to listen to her on the YouTube that Dawn has so lovingly set up. And so they're going to interview her on Saturday, and then she'll be speaking on Sunday. And next Sunday, we're going to have John Stringer back as both speaker and musician, and he has a message for us that Dawn's going to play right now.
It's a now you know type of stuff to make.
Hello, Unity of Tallahassee. I'm looking forward to coming back, and the best part is it's the day after Valentine's Day, February 15th, and it's during Black History Month. So guess what we're going to be celebrating? Unity and love. I look forward to sharing music and message with you to remind you of our oneness, perfection, and power as we celebrate this wonderful experience of now together.
It's the fear that makes you think that something's wrong.
Yeah, and this might be a really good time to invite a friend. There's flyers that we can share on Facebook, and then he has some flyers in the back table to. Who was here last time when he was here? He's great. He's got such a good message, and he's come to the YOU gatherings the rallies and stuff. The kids love him, and he's awesome. All right, and then moving ahead another week is the big party. March 7th, everyone's invited, past, present, future, everybody. We're just going to have a bash, and me and others are going to feed you, and we're not going to spill anything on our carpet. Right, Alice? We're going to be clean, respectful. We're just going to have fun, and it's going to be a reunion and a celebration. Of course, Bill's going to be here, so that's going to be great, too. And who is Bill? Bill is who doesn't know Bill? I guess the new gal doesn't. Anyway, Bill is our former minister. He was with us forever, and he just retired and moved away, but he's coming back for the party and to give the talk the next day, and we're super stoked about that. And there are flyers in the back table for that, too. So I see former Unity members all the time, usually in Publix. And I tell them, I've been telling people about this reunion / party / gathering for a year. They're like, I'd like to come. So if y'all see people that you know, there's no commitment. A lot of people want to come see our new space, our new expanded, beautiful, non-burned out space. So they want to come see it, and they'd like to visit. That's no commitment to come back, but there's a little, agenda in there. Okay, anyway. Be sure to look in your bulletin and the flash for all ongoing classes, which there are several, and they're lovely. And on the back table, you'll find the 2026 Lent booklet and the January-February Daily Word, and prayer request forms, new member enrollment forms, and old member renewal forms, name tags, and other items. And Brenda wanted me to tell y'all that she changed the name from prayer box to prayer requests. There's little things back there. I just keep encouraging y'all. You know somebody that needs prayer, and you also know the power of prayer. So please do that. And even if it's just for yourself, for the world, come on, we need it. And the lending libraries in the pass-through right over by the bathrooms. Just take a book and return it if you want. And Marla is still collecting donations. I have a full box, and I forgot it, but we're moving. It's going to make it to you, darling. Believe me, there's some cool stuff in there. Okay, and refreshments to enjoy in the cafe before and after, not during. And there's a Sacred Service volunteer book back there, and just it's fun, it's cool, it's awesome to be a part of this church and to contribute. So I'm encouraging that to you. And any other announcements? Or are we done? Well, just, okay, for those of you also who don't know, that's Vicky Spray right there, and she's doing our talk today, and she's awesome, and I've known her a long time, and she's one of our favorites, like, bring Vicky back, bring Vicky back, bring Vicky back. So we love you, and we're really glad you're here. All right, it's time to move to the next phase of life.
This is for all you old hippies out there, which is most of us. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. You know this part. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. Thank you. Thank you. And now we are sliding right in to the meditation hymn. Just want to give you some variety in order of service here. Meditation hymn is 58, and you, of course, would sit through this, or meditating, you would fall over. 78? What did I say? Okay. Don't listen to me. Look at your program. Prayer of faith is Unity's foundational prayer. It's something that's taught early in the Unity education, and if you can sing it, you pray twice. So let's pray twice. God is my help in every need. God does my every hunger feed. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of the day. I now am wise, I now am true, patient, kind, and loving too. All things I am, can do, and be through Christ the truth that is in me. God is my health, I can't be sick. God is my strength, unfailing quick. God is my all, I know no fear, since God and love and truth are here. And now our meditation. Going into the silence, going into the internal focus where all the goodies reside. Allowing the deep breath to calm the nervous system, to slow the mind and its production of thought down. If your mind goes away to a person, place, or thing, simply bring it back to the breath. I am open and I am willing. Nothing else matters right now. The quiet, the calm, the internal sanctuary where no bullies reside. The internal sanctuary, the deep stillness, where the divine offers the mind information, where spirit nudges the mind toward the quiet, toward the discernment, toward the wisdom, toward the positive regard, toward the unconditional love. I am open and I am willing to know myself, experience myself, see myself as Spirit sees me. Staying with the breath. Focused on the breath. There is peace within. There is a knowing within. There is a power
that is unquestionable, undeniable, unable to be diluted, unable to be minimized, negated, dismissed. I am open and I am willing to be in touch with that power. And so it is, and so it will be. Yea and amen. Thank you, Ryan. Hello, everybody. Thanks for inviting me back. I love unity because, well, there's lots of reasons I love unity. You're not going to go to hell and you still showed up. So I don't know, maybe it's the food, but I think it might have something to do with love. It might have something to do with being aligned with the Spirit. It might have something to do with wanting to grow and evolve and become who you came here to become in this lifetime. I'm using my phone because I can't see that clock, and I'll keep y'all here till 12:30, and then you're going to be mad at me. I will also tell you while I'm doing this, I had my whole plan, my whole talk figured out, and then I got in the car to drive here, and Spirit, I'm going to blame this on Spirit. I don't think it was me. Under the conversation around courage, I heard, do you remember over these many years, you have said to people, I so admire your courage. And every single one, I have yet to meet somebody who took it in and didn't deflect it or minimize it or negate it. And so I'm sitting in the car and I'm like, why is that? AI. So you're going to have to forgive me for going to AI because it's Spirit's fault, remember. There's so much, I would not have come up with some of these. I would have come up with some of them, but certainly not all of them. So I'm going to read them quickly. Take whatever you can, leave the rest, okay? Of course, AI says, this is a beautiful question. So, I'm going to hit around a little bit. Take what you can, leave the rest. Has anybody ever said to you, golly gee whiz, that sure was a lot of courage, took a lot of courage. And were you able to take it in? Well, y'all are much more advanced than I am then. So this must be for me. So, the first thing is that we're afraid that we would be expected to continue. If I say you're courageous, then you're going to be under the subconscious expectation that I've always got to be courageous. Another one would be that, I'm looking at the wrong email. See, it's Spirit's fault. Why would a human being be afraid to be acknowledged as being courageous? Expectation that it would continue. Interesting paradox. Lack of choice. I didn't choose to be brave. I just did it because I had to. So it's not courageous. Again, acknowledging a choice, why they resist. Acknowledging it as courage implies that they had a choice in the matter. Why did I save my child from the burning fire? That was not courageous. There was no choice. But there was a choice. The burden of the pedestal. If I say you're amazing or beautiful or courageous, now that person feels that they've been lifted up to a pedestal that they then have to maintain. And if you've ever fallen down from a pedestal, it ain't fun. Your kids will take you there. I mean, I don't have kids, but I'm just saying is what I see. Imposter syndrome. The internal logic is, you wouldn't call me brave if you knew how much I was shaking and how close I was to quitting. Again, that expectation that if you're going to be courageous, you're not going to be afraid. And it's completely opposite. Completely opposite. The deflection as safety. It is socially safer to say, oh, it was nothing. It's socially, I feel better being lower than I do, I have tapped into my courage. It's easier to maintain the used to who we used to think we are. We're used to being a certain way, but when we're all moving into our courage, and if you're not moving into your courage, you're in pain. And right now, we have to move into our courage. Well, this was interesting. The trigger. When you praise their courage, you are reminding them of a period of high stress or trauma they would rather move past. I would not have come up with that on my own, so this was Spirit's fault. Thank you, Spirit. So let's fix all that. We're going to define courage throughout, of course, and I love some of this. Courage is the quiet agreement you make with fear to keep moving anyway. To choose to stay present when leaving would be easier. To act without witnesses, without armor, without assurance, and to let your heart remain open even when the outcome is unknown. It becomes between me and me. It is ultimately ourselves that we face. Sometimes courage looks like jumping and letting the net appear. Sometimes it's wrestling with angels in the dark of the night, in the mud, in the uncertainty and the terror. All said and done, the angels will always win. And when the angels are done with you, they will wipe the mud from your face. And the angels will take you into a whole new person you did not even know existed within you. This is something that I had not realized about courage, so I was so grateful to have to sit with this and figure it out. Courage is not persuasion. So something comes into your mind that maybe Spirit nudges you toward, and you go into immediate freak mode. And so it's some idea or some challenge or some decision that you need to make, and the subconscious mind goes into the story of, how will I be perceived if I do this? How will I be looked at? How will others? So what happens is Spirit is an internal mechanism. Spirit brings the idea into our mind. It's internal. It goes to the mind, and the mind goes into the past and pulls back all the fears and inhibitions and the worry of doing that very thing that Spirit is nudging us toward. And back in the subconscious mind, there's plenty of proof to not do that thing. You don't have to go very far in the subconscious mind for the subconscious mind to say, don't do that. Because remember when your mother said, when your father said, when that boss said, when your child said, when your friend said. And so we go another couple more years and don't get it done, don't create it, don't bring it forth into the manifested physical world. And it's because we're thinking we need to persuade the people on the outside. It's all subconscious. We need to persuade ourselves to do it. It's a persuasion. And so then it knocks it down before it even gets out of the gate. If you feel like I have to persuade, if the Spirit brings something to my mind and then I have to subconsciously immediately go to the external world to try to figure out how I'm going to figure it out, how I'm going to do it, I've left Spirit in the dust, and I'm going to have to persuade the other people to accept my idea, my new challenge. It is not a persuasion, it is a presence. Courage is a presence. This is all going to make sense, I promise you. Well, some of it's going to. Imagine a presence as courage. Imagine that, and I love unity being so centered on presence. Presence allows me to tap into my courage, and the moment that I tap into my courage, at that exact moment, I know I'm not going to leave because I've taken presence into the courage to create the courage in order for it to bring into the manifested world. I don't start with courage. I start with presence. Courage is effect. Presence is cause. We'll talk more about that. Presence is the ground where courage stands on. Presence is the ground that courage stands on. Let's define presence. Presence is the capacity to remain consciously engaged with reality, internal and external, without turning away. Presence is the capacity, the ability, the place to remain consciously engaged with reality, either internal or external, without turning away. That's the sound effect of presence, by the way. In case y'all didn't know that. All right, so presence is an inner posture. Think of posture. It's an inner posture. I'm not trying to white knuckle it. It's there. It is already there. I don't have to manufacture it. It is already there. We came here with it. It's not avoidant by nature. Presence is willing to do. So presence has a spine. You can feel fear without being governed by it. That is the most obvious definition and the one that we're most used to. Tell the truth without armoring up. Courage doesn't mean that I have a bigger sword. It just means that I'm going to use it if I need to, or not. We are able to act without certainty. That's what presence does for me. I can act without certainty because I'm in presence. It remains open when closing would be easier. It's an expansion, not a contraction and a constriction. When we feel the contraction and restriction, we know that we're out of presence and courage is not a possibility. Courage has gone away. And let's just play with a little bit of the subtleties of courage, what courage is. And they're simple. Some of them are so subtle. Staying in a difficult conversation. Does that take courage? You bet it does. Not retaliating. Isn't that interesting? Not retaliating is a sign of courage. If you have courage, you don't need to retaliate. You're in timidity. You are in weakness when you retaliate. Retaliation is a weak move. Vindictive is a weak move. It's powerless. Holding grief without numbing. Allowing yourself to be seen. That takes a lot of courage to be seen. It takes a lot of courage for people to see you and you be able to stand in your authentic place. And nanny boo-boo, this is who I am, and you deal with it. That's courage. It can be very subtle. Letting your children be in pain without trying to fix it. That's courage. To not reach and fix and make sure that they're not suffering because it makes you uncomfortable. You sit in that uncomfortable. Becoming intimate with the divine takes courage. If I'm intimate with the divine, I'm taking presence to presence. I'm taking me to me. As a show of hands, somebody, anybody, several somebodies, give me an instance of what you think courage is. Anybody. Be courageous. What? Authenticity. What else? Starting over. Excellent. I don't know why. What did you say? I'm going to Costco to get hearing aids soon. But anyway, go ahead. Being honest. Yes. 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 Can you, yes, ma'am.
For me, some mornings it's just getting up.
Getting up. I love that. Thank you for that. Ryan? Trying something new. Thank you for that. That reminds me of a thing that I heard the other day, and it's in my notes somewhere, and I might repeat it. But when you go to do this thing that Spirit is nudging you to do, and you feel immediately overwhelmed, when you take that step to acknowledge what Spirit is wanting you to do, and you become overwhelmed, you take a half step instead of a full step. But you keep moving. So what? You took the first step, and it was like, too much. I'm going to take a half step instead. If you don't have the bully inside of you, taking that half step is okay. If you do have a bully inside of you, taking that step and being overwhelmed, you're going to have a whip in your hand, and another 2 years is going to go by, if not a lifetime. If I have been told something to do from Spirit, by Spirit, and I don't do it, I'm risking letting that thing rot inside of me. I like the word rot. It's a powerful word. It's a scary word. Rot within does not feel good. So if I have courage based on the foundation of presence, this allows me to attempt new things. It gets me aligned with the force that creates the new things. I'm not acting on my own in this courage. I'm not animating my breath or my life. I'm not giving myself breath. So courage is an instant alignment with God. Courage is an instant I am with God, the divine. It's a yes. There's a story that I often tell, and I don't think I've told it here, about a woman going on a trip. And she comes back, and she opens up her door to her home, and she immediately sees demons flying everywhere. And she sees them, and she tilts her head back, and she starts laughing. And when the demons heard her laugh, it scared them. And so they started going out the back door, out the window, by her. She had to dodge until at the very end, there's one demon standing in the living room. And it's bigger than all of them combined. And when she saw that the demon wasn't going to go anywhere, that the laughter wasn't going to scare it, she felt its strength and its power and its assurity and its right to be there. Its power, its uncaring that she's opened up the door and now sees it. When she saw the demon, she knew that there was only one choice. She had no other choices. She had to go up to the demon, and that's exactly what she did. And she knew what the demon was going to do. It opened its mouth to devour her. And so she stuck her head in the demon's mouth, and the demon disappeared. If you've ever faced something that you're terrified of, that's what happened. You stuck your head in the demon's mouth, and it disappeared. Because the story you had around what will happen if I act on this courageous thing, big or small, is an illusion. All the fear, all the stories, all of what are they going to think? What if I'm seen? What if I'm being inauthentic? What if I have fraud syndrome, whatever that's called? Thank you. Here's my note. Something new on the first step. Half step. Every single time we are able to go into our courage and to act from that place, we are changed. Every single time. No matter how big or how small, it does not matter. When I speak and I'm supposed to speak, and it took courage to do it, I have changed myself. I have evolved my soul. If I want to say something and my fingers are poised over the keyboard and I don't, that too is courage. So not speaking is courage. And how will we know the difference? How will I know the difference between I am to speak or I'm not to speak? How am I supposed to know that? I'm not going to use courage to tell me, because that is starting with effect. I'm going to use presence. That's what I'm going to use, because presence owns my courage. I love the whole thinking around cause and effect. And I know I've said this to y'all before. It's a Joel Goldsmith thing. There is no power in effect. No power in effect. When the wind blows, it's unseen. Spirit is unseen. When the wind blows and it hits the leaf and it shakes, this is cause, this is effect. This is presence, this is courage. I use that intelligence to know what to say if I need to say it. I use that intelligence, that presence, to know if courage is going to be something that needs to be applied in this situation. Courage is how movements are born. And let's just talk just a second here about movements. Any movement that we've moved toward, that has moved humans toward human rights, is a movement. If you've been involved in that at all, even a little bit, you know how much courage it takes. Courage is how justice survives long winters. Now, you say people in Minnesota, well, like, they live in the winter. I mean, how much courage does it take to survive winter in Minnesota? For me, a lot. But they could say, well, this is just, I can't not do that, so why are you saying that it's courage? Well, you could move to Florida. But you're staying here because your family's here, your job is here, you're familiar with it, it excites you, you're getting fed by it. And so, but when you do want to leave because the winter's gotten too hard or too interesting and fearsome, you stay. And you fight the good fight of courage. And you join other people who do the same. And you have sheroes and you have heroes. And you have people that have gone before you that have stepped into their courage and owned their courage and their authenticity, their ability to tap into presence, doing things they did not even know were possible, finding things inside of them they did not even know existed. We came here with it. It can't go anywhere. It is the divine spark inside of us. And when we apply courage with loving intelligence, we got a game going on. Good game, powerful game. A one that restores my soul. I cannot be tapped into presence and courage if I'm holding any resentment against myself or others. I can, but I can tell you that tube that is very thin anyway, because I'm going to mix my metaphors. We're living in an eye of the needle energy. I have this picture in my head of me trying to get through the eye of the needle, and everything that's in the way of me getting there has got to be removed. It's got to be removed and let go of. I cannot carry animosity and resentment and judgment through that eye of the needle. It can't go. That little place that I've got to get into is going to require that I remove everything that is not spirit. I want my courage. I want to walk on this earth with courage. So that gives me a little bit of a carrot, doesn't it? To get through the eye of the needle and to maybe help others do the same, to help them find their courage. to help them not deflect when I say you are so courageous for doing that. Well, I was just doing what I was supposed to. No, you're courageous. And I'm glad that you exist, and I'm glad that you're on this earth right now because we need you. We need you to go into your courage and bring forth whatever that can bring forth through your unique expression of the divine. We need you. However that is to be brought forth through your unique expression. Marianne Williamson always says, or miracles, Course of Miracles, nobody's special and everybody's special. We all are needed to be able to display that power. And we can laugh, too. And we can dance, too. I think Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, I'm making up this story, but probably not. We'll see. And then I'm going to shut up. Have you ever seen Dr. Joe Dispenza Dispenza dance at one of his dance things? He dances like a white guy. Okay? And he knows it. But he tells a story about being, and he doesn't identify this was me standing at the edge of the party, not being willing to get out there on the dance floor and dancing, but I think it was him. Mary's going to correct me on this story. I know. I can just see it in her face. But anyway, he's dancing on the edge, and everybody's dancing, and they're having so much fun. But he knows he's not the greatest dancer in the world. He knows it. But now he dances. He still dances like a white guy, but he dances. He dances because he saw how much fun people were having, and he wanted to have it too. And he knew that the block that was there was his, and it was his to take care of. And he did. And may we all do the same. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vicki.
Yeah, so much food for thought. Who knew we were so hungry? Thank you. It is the time in our service for our tithes and our offerings, so even symbolically, just put it in your left hand and cover it with your right. And let's say our tithing statement together. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all I am, all I have, all I give, and all that I receive.
And now is the time for courage. This is a song you all know. If you say, I don't sing, put that aside. Let's be courageous about it and sing out. He's got the whole world in his hands, 3:14. And I will even call out what the words are before the verse, so you have no excuses. And for me, that's courageous because I forget to do that. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got your world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. You and me. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in her. And she's got my soul and my body in her hands. She's got my soul and my body in her hands. She's got my soul and my body in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. One more verse. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. Let's just do another verse. She's got what? All right, little bitty baby. She's got little bitty baby in her hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. She's got the little bitty baby in her hands. He's got the whole world in her hands. That was courage, the high note I didn't know whether I had.
You still got it,
Thank
baby.
you, Vicki.
We are so grateful for the gifts, the givers, the spirit of giving. And I'm going to say this every time. Everyone has given in the past and is going to give in the future. Thank you so much. All right, let's gather in a circle and sing our prayer for protection and the peace song.
We accept that the divine courage is within us. We will go within and tap into that presence of power. We accept the mission. And so it is, and so it will be.
I'm not going